The Thousand Sunny, the latest ship of the Straw Hat Pirates. This video is another video requested by Zafasi22, who requested this in the comments to my Going Merry build. Hey, it's Muffin. As with my Going Merry build, this build's also to scale, and I used drawings and schematics that I found online as well as models to make sure that the build is as genuine as possible. And in this video I'll just be flying through it and pointing out some unique decisions while building it. The same decision was used as the Going Merry build, where I refused to scale the build up, but because this build in particular, the Thousand Sunny, is so much larger, actually 3 or 4 times as large as the Going Merry, there wasn't that difficulty in capturing unique shapes and details because I'm already building at a larger scale. But again, I refused to scale it up just so that I can fit more details and make the figurehead resemble the manga more. With that being said, I think this size, with one block being a meter, quite well captured the overall aesthetics of the build. I think the Thousand Sunny being a sun but also resembling a lion, I think it was captured quite well. As you can see, the straw hat with the skull is white, but the challenge that I had was because the sail itself is also white, I don't have that shade present to make the skull stand out from the sail. And so instead what I did was I just made the sail around it slightly greyer, kind of to represent age and all the elements being absorbed. But I think it just makes the white skull punch out a lot more, be a lot more identifiable. Now, one of the things I didn't realise until building it is that there's actually a grass deck, and yeah, credits to Frankie. Now, speaking of Frankie, I hadn't decided on a skin for my Minecraft character before this, and so I looked at Frankie's and was considering it, given he's a builder and an amazing builder, but because he doesn't wear pants, I didn't think it was appropriate to use that skin for my character. So now I'm just an all black character. The Thousand Sunny is 56 meters in height and 39 meters across in length. I'm not too sure how wide it is across the deck, but I think this scale, this shape, quite well captures it. The build is a lot higher than I imagined. It just goes to show how big that ship actually is, but compared to some of the other ships in the background, as well as the other ships in the One Piece world, both the Going Merry and the Thousand Sunny are significantly smaller than the others. Now I've placed the builds in, and you can see the Going Merry just on the bottom left right now, but I've placed this build in my pirate themed area that I'm building at the moment. As with a lot of builds, I lose that creative flair, and so then I go and build another kingdom, and then another kingdom, and then I go back later to finish it off. But I thought it was quite fitting for the Thousand Sunny and the Going Merry to be seated within the pirate area. And though the pirates themselves in my lore have a negative connotation, I don't want that to convey over to the Thousand Sunny or the Going Merry. They are just sitting there. From the top you can see how high the build actually is. And yeah, just to think that the Straw Hats are constantly climbing up and looking out from there. Yeah, if you're enjoying the build, leave a like. And if you have suggestions for other builds, just like how Zafir commented, leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see next, or if you have a build in mind that I should build. And a small lookout, just looking over and seeing a battle happening between ships over there. And just the overall chaos in this area. As with a lot of my builds, I enjoy making it as realistic as possible. And so I wanted every location on this build to be accessible. From all the crow's nests to all the rooms that you might see extending from the back of the build. And I guess the reason in doing so is if you can make it practical, it becomes more realistic. You actually capture what was drawn. When going to build this build and looking at all the drawings and all the different angles to figure out, you know, the height of the sails, etc., it becomes quite impressive to think that Oda just imagined all of this and was able to depict it on paper from various angles and from various distances and understand how everything behaves. But yeah, this is what I was talking about one of the cabins that extends from the back. And typically people would just have it extend and not be accessible, but it is a room and I want it to be accessible. And although it thickens up the connection, I feel it's just more realistic that your support would be a little bit thicker and be practical. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, do leave a like. If you have any comments, please do leave them down below. And if you want to see future builds, do subscribe. But most importantly, have a good day.